Good evening, everybody. How's everybody feeling this evening? Welcome back to Conversations with Mrs. West. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to be talking about no one and nowhere to turn to this evening. A lot of people feel like they don't have anyone to talk to or to turn to in their time of need, if they need to get things off their chest or express certain emotions or thoughts or feelings. I know this year has been a rough one for many, many people. We have lost a lot of people this year so far, and it's only March. Time waits for nobody. God is calling people home left and right. So we really, really need to be um, more serious, as far as in like being there for people and reaching out to your loved ones and friends and so on and so forth. Um, there was a post on Facebook not too far back that really resonated in my spirit. And I said, oh, that's a good topic to talk about. Not having anyone to talk to, not having, anywhere to go when you're feeling a certain way or you need to express certain things or feelings or whatever. And it basically said people have been posting about losing friends because of no one to talk to. We say that they can confide in us when in reality they really can't. We're not the best. Good evening, Wes. We're not the best friends that we could possibly be. Most people they can't call or won't call because you're running your jibs too much. You're always talking about this or talking about that. And if there's people that are gossiping or talking all the time about this person business, that person business, 9 out of 10 times they will probably tell yours too. So it's like, should I really confide in this person? Can I really trust this person to keep my personal feelings or emotions, to themselves? And and I agree. People are too judgmental. People have too much to say. Like they want to voice their opinion. They want to say, "Oh, you should do this. You shouldn't do." Like no. Sometimes people are just coming to you to vent. I personally have always been a person that has held many secrets from my friends. I've even helped them get out of, certain situations by, lying for them. Like we all have lied for our friends a time or two so that, they're good. Um, I don't know why they chose me to confide in or talk to. Maybe they just felt comfortable with me, which I respect 100%. Um, Taking on the burdens of others and um, their trials, their tribulations, their emotional mess or whatever is never easy. You definitely have to be spiritually, emotionally, and mentally strong. When someone is coming to you with their personal thoughts and issues and secrets, I seek God first. And I ask Him to guide me and to help me, give them the right words to encourage them, to uplift them, or to even like change their mind or the way that they're thinking about themselves or about the situation. This is not a time to tell your story or compare situations or your feelings. It's a time to listen. This is their feelings, their troubles, and they need to release these emotions in a safe space. And they felt that you were the person for it. So, with that being said, you need to sometimes just zip it. Give them a glass of wine, some hot tea, water, complete silence, or music, whatever whatever makes them feel better. Um, the person they could confide in is you. So that's what you want them to be able to do. You want them to be able to let it all out. So be that listening ear, not to repeat what was said, but to take it in and hopefully help them come to a reasonable conclusion as to what they should do moving forward. Um, they come to you, they're pouring out their hurt, their frustrations, their life troubles. um, Listen to them, to just listen, not to speak, not to respond, just to be that listening ear. Sometimes people need to just vent, cry, scream, yell, be held, and told it will be okay. It's the right to let it all out. You never know how many people go years and years and years without having a good cry, or going to somebody to vent and express their true feelings or their true thoughts without being judged or telling them, oh, you shouldn't be thinking like that. At the end of the day, if it's their thought and they're sharing it with you, just be glad that they're getting it out. That's healthy. That's healthy. That's therapy for them. They're expressing themselves, they're expressing their emotions, they're letting it out. And you need to just allow them to do that. We all need to do that sometimes, but not all of us have someone that we can go do that with or to. So it's rough, whether it be a teenager, a child, an adult, an elder person. We all need somebody to go to. We need somebody to talk to. We need somebody we can vent to. We need somebody to trust, because it is a big trust issue when it comes to opening up, being vulnerable, being honest, being raw and uncut, and just releasing all your inner emotions or feelings. You need to be able to trust that person, that what's going on, the conversation that's being said will not leave that area. If they choose you to come and confide in. We have to think about that. People's problems today is they listen to repeat, or to have sometimes to hold a grudge. You know what I mean? Um, when they have a disagreement, they have an argument or whatever, they'll use that time that they were vulnerable or emotional, and some of the things that they said, they'll use that against them in an argument. It's wrong. It's pure violation. I don't care how mad you are. You should never repeat what somebody came to you in their time of need and they confided in you with their personal issues. You should never use that against them. That's very hurtful. It's a violation, like I said. You lose their trust. They don't feel like they can go to anyone. And sometimes it results in a real, real, real bad thing. Mental health is a real thing. It um it happens so fast. Like, people have thoughts, people have real emotions, and sometimes people cannot control their thoughts and emotions, and they act out on them, and it results into serious, dangerous things, whether it be committing suicide, or taking someone else's life. So we really have to be careful. We have to treat each other with care. We have to treat each other delicately, because you never know what someone's mental state is like. You never know where they are. You never know what's really going on, or how long they've been holding on to these things, and then they chose you to come confide in, and then you break their trust and make them feel like an idiot. So we really have to be careful. What happened to humility? What happened to humanity? What happened to having dignity of one another? Does this mean nothing anymore? Like, those are the questions that I ask myself when I see things like that happen. Like, are we that dehumanized that we don't feel and we don't recognize how we are hurting one another? We have to we have got to do better as a human race. It's really disheartening. It happens all the time. It happens with friends. It happens with families. It happens in relationships, romantic or friends. It happens with parents and children. It happens with a lot of people. A lot of people. And it's just like, wow, like, you really went that low. You really went that low. Like, you're that upset with that person that you have to degrade them and put their personal business out there, where they were just most vulnerable and they trusted in you and they confided in you, and this is the thanks that they get. This is how you repay them. It's wrong. It's so wrong on so many levels. It's so wrong on so many levels. People like take the advantage. They're so thrilled to tell someone's business to make themselves seem more perfect, or like they have their stuff together. And we all go through things. We all go through different things. We go through life. We go through motherhood. We go through having different jobs. We go through being dumped by boyfriends or husbands or whatever. We go through having fights and arguments with our friends. We go through having fights or arguments with our parents. Excuse me. We go through all kinds of stuff, weight gain, weight loss, health issues, all kinds of stuff we go through. All kinds of stuff we go through. So nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Let's stop acting like we got all our shit together. We got all our ducks in a row. We don't. We go through things. And it's okay because that's what makes us human. That's what makes us human. That's what makes you grow. That's what makes you think. That's what makes you change how you're, living and the choices that you're making. We get one life to live. We need to all be living the best lives we can while we're here, loving on one another, supporting one another, lifting one another up, encouraging one another. That's what we're here to do. Helping one another, not talking about them like, oh, she don't got this or she don't got that. Well, did you help her? Did you help her? Because if you're not helping, then you have no right to talk about what she's doing or what she doesn't have or what she's lacking if you're not helping her at all. So let's stop doing that. Let's stop doing that. Um, this is not healthy behavior when we do stuff like this. Where's the empathy for our brothers and sisters? It's not only our women that are betraying one another, it's our men too. You have homeboys that used to hang out that no longer hang out, whether it become, is because of a woman or another guy came in between them, like, oh, bro, why you hang with him or this, that, and the third. It can be so many different things. Where you live. You live uptown, I live downtown. You live Troy, I live Schenectady, whatever the case is. Guys go through it too. Guys tell each other, their personal business, and then next thing you know, they're telling their business to somebody else, which is not cool. It's not cool because if I call you my friend and we mostly y'all stay the night with one another, y'all hang out with one another, you go to each other's house, you're around each other's family. Like, if I can't trust you with my personal business or things that I'm, talking to you about when it's just you and I, like, that's the problem. That's the problem. You're really not my friend. Um, it's just not right. It makes you just feel uneasy. It makes you feel violated. It makes you upset. A lot of people can't handle stuff like that, and then they want to get revenge in some sort of way. Um, so, like I said, we have to really be careful. Don't stop being so malicious and trying to like tear one another down. Like, we're supposed to be helping one another. We're supposed to be encouraging one another. Like, this is what life is all about. We're born to make something of ourselves, live, do as much good things as you can, love as much as you can love, make an impact on society or your family or your children or your close friends or whatever, and just love. That's what we're here to do. But a lot of people, they get into other things, they get in their head, their egos take over. Now they think that, oh, their chest all puffy, I'm better than this person, I'm better than that person, oh, I got this, I got that. It does not matter, because when you die, you cannot take any of that stuff with you. So it does not matter what you have. Material things do not matter. You can't take your money with you. You can't take your car with you. You can't take your clothes with you, your shoes, your bags, nothing. You can't take anything with you. The only thing you're taking with you is what you're buried in or what you're burned in, however you decide. So you're really not better than anybody else. At the end of the day, when we all die, we become dirt. We go back to dirt. So I don't care what your title is. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how many people respect you or look up to you. At the end of the day, we are all going the same way. We're going the same way. So we have to stop thinking like that. We have to stop putting each other down. We have to stop um, just being so negative. Being so negative. I don't condone it. Um, I just want to love. I want to love. I want to be happy, and I want to those that I love and that are in my circle. I want them also to be happy. Um, Do we not have a conscience? Like when you're doing and saying mean things about people or making up stuff about people or talking junk about people, like nothing in your head or your minds or your emotions or your spirit says this is not cool. Does it? I mean, does it not make a difference to you? Do you not, does it not cross your mind like, oh, I shouldn't do this, or what I'm about to say is wrong, or what I did is unacceptable? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Do we not believe in God? Because I feel like if you're a Christian or you believe in God or you've been saved, you know there are certain things that you are not going to do. There's certain places you're not going to go. There's certain things you're not going to say because you know that God is watching over you and you're going to think about it before you say or do it. Like, would God approve of this? Would he be pleased with me if I did or said this? And 9 out of 10 times it's going to change your mind. You're not going to say or do or go wherever it is that you were thinking about saying, doing, or going. You're just not. Do we not believe in love, morals, respect, humanity? Like these are things that we should be thinking about. A lot of us were taught. A lot of us grew up in homes, whether it be two-parent homes or a single family home. You were taught respect. You were taught morals. You were taught, to carry yourself a certain way. And a lot of us lose that when we start getting older. I don't know why. Maybe it's the things that you've been throughout your life where you just like, I don't give a F now, like forget everybody, or I don't care. You just moving however you want to move. But sometimes you need to sit down and really think about the things that you've done, the things that you're doing, the way your life is going, the things that are happening in your life, because sometimes it could be you. It could be you. You're the reason why things are happening the way they are, especially if it's negatively. Maybe you are the reason why your life isn't going the way it should be going. Maybe you're the reason why your name is always in the middle of things. Maybe you're the reason why you're not happy. You always got an attitude. You're miserable. Maybe it's you. You need to do a self evaluation. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because you definitely will if you don't change the things that you're doing and saying. We have to do better as children of God. Many deaths could be prevented if only we had more people who really genuinely cared and loved more. Um, like I said, people, they just, if they feel like they don't have anywhere to turn, if there's no other option, they don't have a friend, they don't have a man, they don't, their kids aren't listening, their friends are busy living their lives or doing whatever it is that they're doing, and they just feel like they're alone. They feel like they're alone. They don't have anybody to go to. Nobody understands them. They don't have any comfort. Like their heart is aching. Maybe they lost someone. Maybe they lost a long-term relationship that they were in. And they just like, they feel like there's no other way. They will never come out of this. Like it's just a black cloud over their head and they just can't get out of it. A lot of people have turned to suicide. A lot of people have tried counseling or therapy and it says that it does not work. A lot of people turn to drugs, you know, they just trying to find a way out. They're trying to figure it out, but they don't know what to do because the things that they've tried aren't helping. And the friends that they thought were their real friends are really not. They're not there for them the way they said they would be. Maybe you're the strong friend and you've been there for everybody else. And then when it's your turn to need somebody, to have somebody to cry to and vent to and talk to, none of them have your back the way you had theirs. So we have to really be careful how we're treating people, how we're talking to people. Um, and just like the time that we put into people. If you really love and care about somebody, you'll figure it out. You'll make time, you'll squeeze them in, you'll make time to go see them, talk to them, text them, reach out in some kind of way. um it's very important to do that. It's very important to do that because like I see post on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. And it is very important to reach out to those strong friends, the ones that are always like cheerful or happy, or, always reach out to you and always make plans with you, or always showing up to whatever, you plan, your parties, birthdays, anniversary, whatever the case is. It's nice to reach out to those strong friends too, because you don't know how they really feel inside, if they're going home and they're just crying in their pillow, if they are going home and having a razor to their wrist. You do not know if they're going home having a drink and a bottle of pills sitting on their table. You do not know what they are going back home to do, how they're thinking, what their emotional state is like, what their mental state is like, if you are not checking on them, if you are not talking to them, if you are not reaching out to them. You have no idea. So then when the worst thing happens, you're like, oh my God, I just talked to her the other day. Or, oh my God, I was going to do this, or I was going to do that. We have to stop saying what we're going to do. We have to stop making plans for later, because later is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. Next week is not promised. The next minute is not promised. So if something crosses your mind or comes on your heart, do it then. Do it when that thought is on your mind. Do it when that feeling is in your heart, because you don't know if that will be the last time that you speak to that person, or it will be the last time that you see that person. Because like I said, you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know how they're truly feeling if you're not making time to see them, to spend that quality time with them, to get to talk to them. That time that you think about, like, oh, I should go see this person, and then you actually do it and you go sit down and talk with them, you may find out everything that you need to know about what this person has been struggling with or dealing with within the last 3, 4, 5 months. They may just open up and pour everything out to you that have been on their mind, whether it been contemplating suicide, whether it been depression, whether it been drinking, whether it been drugging, whether it been um, whatever is on their mind. You don't know unless you reach out. You have to reach out. But genuinely, let's make being genuine and being honest and being truthful normal. Let's normalize that. Let's normalize saying what we really feel and what we really don't want and what we really don't like. Let's normalize that, because people respect you more when you're honest. Sometimes it may hurt your feelings, but as long as you're honest, they like, now I gotta really respect it because she was honest about it. You don't have to put on a front, or, like, oh, okay, I'll do it. No, if you don't like it, if it's not for you, leave it. Leave it. But be honest. Talk to people. If you consider them your friend or your family, or you trust them, be honest with them. Let them in. Let them know what's going on with you. If you're not feeling right, if you don't feel good, if you're depressed, if you're sad, if you're thinking about whatever you're thinking about, tell somebody. Tell somebody. They may be able to help you more than you think they could. They may know somebody that knows somebody that could put you right where you need to be, so that you can grow and that you can be inspired and that you can be in a better mental state. You have to give it a chance. You have to give it a chance. Um, I just really wanted to, just get into this and express how I felt about this. I think that is really important to be a person that someone can confide in. That's really important to me. When I was younger, I had family and stuff like that, but a lot of things that I went through when I was younger, I didn't feel like I could go talk to anybody about it, because I didn't know if they would judge me. I didn't know if they would, take what I was saying seriously. I didn't know if I could trust them not to go tell my business, like at school, or, to their friends, or whatever the case is, because sometimes you're embarrassed by a thought. You're embarrassed by an action. You're embarrassed by something that you had to do to survive, or to make sure that you were good or you were okay. So opening up and being honest and transparent with people is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. I commend those that are able to open up or that have gone to seek therapy, or you open up to a friend or you reached out to someone. I commend you for that because that takes courage. It takes strength. It takes willpower to be able to express those feelings, um, to anybody, to anybody, because you just don't know. You're like, I don't know if anybody can relate to how I'm feeling, So it's hard. But please really think about what you are doing, what you are saying the next time someone confides in you with their deepest, most personal secrets or struggles. Don't be the person to be judgmental. Don't be the person to um want to talk over them or tell your story or say, you trying to relate or tell them what you no, this is a time for you to zip it, shut your mouth, be a listening ear, and allow them to pour it out. Allow them to express their feelings. Allow them to be vulnerable. Us women, we are strong. We got to be strong. We got to be strong mothers. We got to be strong in our relationships so we don't get taken advantage of. We got to be strong, strong Black women. Like, we got to be strong all the time. We need to be able to be vulnerable. We need to be able to let our guard down, and we need to be able to just be our natural selves. We need to be able to open up and talk about how we feel and things we go through and things that bother us and what makes us sad and what makes us happy and what makes us, you know, just not right. Not right. We go through a lot of different things. We have babies. We get our menstrual, you know. A lot of people go through different things with their menstrual. A lot of people go through different situations when they're pregnant. Then you go through your body changing. Then you go through having a baby. Then you go through things in your relationship while you're pregnant or after you have a baby. You go through things with your children. You go through things at your job. We go through a lot of different emotions, a lot of different things. We lose people. People pass on. We go through tragedies. We go through traumas. We go through so much. We go through so much. Is not Life is not easy. You have your ups, you have your downs, but we have to find a way to get through it with healthy, safely. We have to find a way to strengthen our minds. We want to be emotionally stable. We want to be mentally stable. Um, we want to do things in a healthy manner that is not hurting ourselves or other people, while we're healing and getting to the point of normalcy. um we just have to be able to open up. We have to have an outlet, and I feel like more people need to, like, if you're not that friend that I can confide in, be honest and say that, like, I don't think I'm the one that you can talk to about this. Be honest. We respect that. Okay, fine. That's fine. And maybe they'll just go on about their business. But don't take in what they're pouring out to you and then spread it or share it or bring it up in a conversation or argument that you guys, or a disagreement that you guys are having. That's not cool. That's not a friend. That's not a true friend. If you call yourself a friend, then you wouldn't do things like that, because you would care about the time it took for them to come to you. You would care about their emotional state, their mental state. Um, you would care about them being vulnerable with you, and not knowing how it would go once they opened up and talked to you about their personal, private matters. It takes courage. It takes courage. It takes a lot out of you to come to somebody, just like it takes a lot of courage to ask somebody for help. When you're an adult, you don't think that you should be asking somebody for help when all in reality, it's okay to ask for help. We all need help sometimes. I know you think you all got it together and you can do this and you don't need nobody to help you do nothing, but that's a lie. That's not true. Even the people with the most money, they don't have it all together. They need help from somebody. From somebody. They need help. So let's stop having these egos where we feel like we got it all together and we can do it without anybody's help, because we all need somebody sometime, and that's okay. That's okay. I think you have courage if you're able to ask somebody for help and you don't have a chip on your shoulder, and you allow yourself to be vulnerable with someone that um you love and you care about, and they love and they care about you. Be vulnerable. Even men go through things too. Men are never want to ask for help. Men never want to admit that they need help or need to talk to somebody or cry or be vulnerable or whatever. They need help too. They need therapy too. They need close people they can confide in as well. We're all human. We all have emotions. We all have emotions. We all need to express them and let them out at some point in time, because if you continue to allow things to build up on you, work stuff, parenting stuff, couples or marriage stuff, outside stuff, whatever, you will explode, and it won't be good for you or anybody around you. You will explode. And that's what we're trying to help people not do. We don't want you to explode. We don't want you to be overwhelmed. you know we need you to talk about it when it's happening. Things are building up, you starting to feel tension, you need a release of some sort. Some people go work out to release stress, some people go to their therapist, some people confide in a friend, as we're talking about. Some people meditate. Meditation is a beautiful thing. um, some people take a drive, uh, take a run, ride your bike, whatever. People do many different things. But I want to see more um, people sticking together, people loving one another, people not trying to tear one another down or hurt one another, um, physically or mentally, emotionally either. We need to do better. We got to do better. I know we can do better. I know we can do better. When someone is coming to you with their most inner secrets, their personal struggles, keep your mouth shut no matter what. Take it to your grave. There's no reason for you to ever repeat what someone said to you in private, as far as in confiding in you or even asking your advice for something, especially if you know it was so hard for them to come to you and open up and tell you. It should never happen. It should never happen. It shouldn't. If you feel like you want to say something, you need to say something, pray, talk to God, tell God about it. Not someone else, not another human. Talk to him about it. Say, God, I know she laid this on me. I don't know what to do about it, or I'm upset with her and I feel like I want to say whatever it is, blah, 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 blah. Like, talk to him. He'll listen to you. He'll listen to you. He may give you some great advice as well. But do not repeat what someone said to you in confidence. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because you could hurt them more telling their business to someone than they're hurting themselves. You could do more damage that way. because you don't know what the end result is going to be if they find out that you told whatever it is that they came and talked to you about. Now, what if they did something to themselves because of what you did? Now that's on you. We have to treat each other with care. We have to be more empathetic. We have to love one another. We have to take care of one another. We really, really do. It costs nothing to be kind. It costs nothing to be genuine. It costs nothing to be yourself. We're all adults, so who are we lying to? Why are we lying? You don't have anything to prove to anybody. Nothing at all. You be your genuine self. You be your true self. You know, you live your real life. Because who really cares? Like, if you can get on social media and act like this and act like that, and that's not the real you, but at the end of the day, you still have to live with the real you. That's only social media. You still have to be that real person that you really are. You can only fake in front for so long. It's still you, no matter what. You have to wake up and look in the mirror and see that person. You have to go to bed being that person. You have to shower being that person. You have to go to work, school, grocery store, whatever, being the person you are. Being the person you are. So why not like that person? Why not be a person that you would like? Why not be a person that you could love and admire? But I tell you, being a terrible friend or going tit for tat or returning people's negative energy, that's not going to do it for you, love. It's not going to do it for you. It's not. It's more draining than it is inspiring or uplifting. You'll be drained. You'll be drained. Because it takes more energy out of you to be negative and mean to people than it is to be kind and to love. Love is energizing. Love is inspiring. Love is encouraging. Nothing about love is evil or mean. Look up the word love. God is love. So if you have God, how could you not love? How could you not? I've been through many things in life, with friends, with family and stuff like that. And I still managed to find love. I still managed to find good in the bad. I still managed to find beauty in the ugly. I still managed to find an encouraging word to say to people. I still managed to find a smile. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. Well, I'm going to wrap this thing up. I'm going to say, instead of talking, pray to God and give it all to Him, like I have said. He is a provider. God will provide for you any and everything that you need. You have to trust in Him. He said, if you have faith of a mustard seed, that's all the faith He needs. He will provide for you when you cannot provide for yourself. Put it in His hands. Put it in His hands. God is a keeper. God is a healer. I know for a fact God is a healer because losing a loved one is very hard. And the hurt that you feel when you lose that person is very, very, very deep. So I know that God is a healer because I feel like he mends my heart. He mends my heart. From all the different losses that I've had, he brings me back to joy. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time. You just have to trust in Him. He's a protector and He's a way maker. He can do all things. He can do all things. So trust in him. When you feel like you can't trust anybody, you feel like you can't talk to anybody, try talking to God. He hears you. He hears your cry. He hears your prayers. He hears your thoughts. Trust in him. Talk to him. Pray. Read your Bible. Come to church. These are all good things. These are all positive outlets. These are all the positive outlets. You got to talk to God. You have to talk to him. He's waiting for you. He loves you. He wants nothing but the best for your life. You make choices and decisions, and he allows you to go through with some choices and decisions. But sometimes when you make a decision or you make a plan, he stops you right dead in your tracks like, enough is enough. Because his plans are much different than yours. He will stop you dead in your tracks like you thought you were going to do that, but you're not. Like I told you with this whole podcast thing, I've been wanting to do it, and I said, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it. I was thinking about it. I didn't know which way to go with it. Like, what would I talk about? What if nobody watches? Just many things. All of these different thoughts. I said, the devil is a lie. I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to do my podcast. I'm going to reach out to people. I'm going to talk about real issues. I'm going to talk about real conversations. I'm going to talk about real situations that I've been through. I know many women can relate to being cheated on. I know many women can relate to having fake friends. I know many women can relate to mental health issues. I know many women can relate to parenting and, having unruly kids or going through it with your baby daddy or your husband or your wife or whatever. All of these different topics that I'm talking about, I know you guys can relate to. So why not come here and have a safe space to talk about it, to give me your opinions and your ideas and your thoughts, and let's have this conversation. We're all adults here. There's no judgment here. I'm not better than anybody. Just the way God made you, he made me. We're beautiful people, and we need to take care of each other. We need to be there for one another. We don't need to compete. Oh, she's doing this, let me do it. I have friends that are doing podcasts already. It didn't stop me from starting my podcast because my conversations with Mrs. West is different than what my other friends have going on. Everybody is doing their own thing, walking in their own lane. Everybody's doing their own thing. We can learn from one another. I watch different podcasts all the time. And I always learn something, or I pick up something from each podcast that I'm like, never thought about that before. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. I'm always thinking, I'm always learning something new every day. Every day. Every day. But when I come to my podcast and I'm talking to my people that are tuning in, it's about us. It's about all of us, whoever's tuning in. Like what you're saying, share what you're saying. Maybe someone else will need to hear that message. Maybe someone else needs to tune into Conversations with Mrs. West and, get an open mind, or get different opinions, or get different thoughts, or, just see what I have to offer, what I'm talking about. Everybody is different. Everybody has different thoughts and opinions. And that's why I love having conversations with different people, because the way I think is not going to be the way Quana thinks, or Tiff thinks, or, anybody else. We all have different minds. We all think differently. So if I may say, oh, we should do it this way, they may say, no, let's try it like this or like that. And then we have a conversation, and whatever sounds the best, that's what we're going to go with. Process of evaluation. So, I love doing this. I love having conversations with you guys. I'm so thankful for everybody that tunes in weekly, or you catch up, or you go watch the segment later on. I'm thankful for each and every person. God bless you. I thank you for your time. Your time means a lot to me. Trust me. I don't take you for granted. Any one of you. I don't take any of you for granted. None of you. Um, I just, I pray that God continues to use me. He continues to place me in places that I should be at the time I should be there. Um, I've come a long way. I've come a long way. Growing up in Albany, things weren't like they are now, but I've been through some things in my life, and it's like sitting here talking to you guys and looking back from all the different obstacles that I had in my life. Like, I just thank God. I thank Him so much. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to Him. I'm grateful for all of you um, tuning in and talking to me and giving me your time and your listening ear. I'm grateful for the shares. Thank you for sharing conversations with Mrs. West with other people. I'm grateful for that. Um, I love you guys so much. I really, really do. Um, I pray that you guys continue to tune in. I just want to say thank you for everybody who watched the live last week with Tiff and I. We were on Facebook Live. We have a thousand views on Facebook Live, and like I think it was 11 shares and then a whole bunch of different comments. I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. You have no idea how happy you made my heart. We went on, I interviewed her. We just kind of shared our backstory of us getting together and, the life that we shared together. And we were just ourselves. We just had a conversation. We talked, we vibed with our people, and it was phenomenal. I am so grateful for her. She's very supportive. I love you so much, Tiff. I know you're watching because you are my number one supporter, and I appreciate you. So yeah, like this is definitely my thing. I have a couple of things in the works, so you will probably be seeing some merchandise coming from me soon. um I've just been busy. I'm working. I'm trying to do a couple of things. I'm trying to do something for this fall for us ladies. So stay tuned in. Don't forget about me. Come and check your girl every Wednesday. I will definitely let you know if I'm going to be Facebook Live instead of YouTube. I definitely will post something on Instagram, on Facebook, just to give you a heads up so you don't try to tune in to YouTube instead of Facebook. A couple of times, I'm probably go back and forth a little bit. Um, the Facebook Live was really lit, and people were like, "Oh, you should come back to Facebook Live and do it again." I'm like, I'll think about it. So I definitely will go back to Facebook Live here and there. So, but I will give you a heads up whenever that happens. Well, thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Mrs. West. Like I always say, always strive to be your best. This has been Conversations with Mrs. West. I love you guys. I pray that you all have an amazing evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. Please be safe. Remember to be kind to one another, to show love. Pay it forward. Somebody does something kind for you, return it to someone else. Let's continue to love and just be who you are. Love who you are. Love the skin you're in. Grow and glow all 2023, baby. Love you all. Mwah.